Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about Imperial Assault and where the future of this game is going, what we might expect next. Now I normally do videos on Armada and X-Wing, but Imperial Assault is getting ready to come up with a new release and they still haven't announced the next expansion yet, so I figure I'm long overdue for an Imperial Assault video, which it is an awesome game. So first up, Hera and Chopper and this miniature wave that's coming out is going to be hitting stores any day now, so look for unboxing and reviews on those shortly after they come out. Also, we're long overdue for the next set, and all signs point to it being an Endor set, because it would just complete the pattern of them following the original trilogy, and that's the last major environment we haven't seen. We also expect the Emperor and Yoda to be among the characters that will come out either in the set itself or in the in the expansions that come along with those sets. So my money is on the Emperor and Yoda as being included in that set, as well as possibly Ewoks and maybe some different forms of biker scouts, and basically that's maybe some other possibly some other generals like maybe Maydeen or maybe even Akbar, although I really don't think Akbar would be best suited for that game, but it would be very cool. I'd love to have a miniature of him regardless. But what's going to happen in the game after that? So we already know they're working on an app, so I want to talk to you a little bit about that. If you've ever played the Descent app, it's just a great way to have a co-op or solo campaign where somebody doesn't have to play, the Imperial player, where everybody can actually just play the game and try to beat the app instead of trying to beat the one player. This is great if you own the game and want to play it with your friends. The problem is if you're the only one who owns the game, you always have to play the Imperial player because you always have to be the one knowing the rules and running the game. And so this app is going to be amazing. They have announced it last year that they're still working on it. The original estimation was fourth quarter 2017. That may not actually happen. I don't think we'll see it this year. At Star Wars Celebration, it was asked, what is the progress on the app? They've said they have made progress, but they have nothing to report right now. So that's really, that points to the fact that they are still working on it, but it is not on schedule. That's at least my assessment. I'm not a representative. I'm not saying anything official here, but it looks like it won't be until 2018 that we have this app. I would love to be wrong here because I'm very anxious to run a solo campaign just so I can have one going in my own spare time. But I'm really looking forward to the app. I'll feel justified for all of the purchases because I don't get to play Imperial Assault very much anymore. I've probably played twice this year, and I feel like I still plan on buying everything they make for the game because it's Star Wars and it's miniatures and I love them. But the app is going to basically give me an opportunity to use everything I've ever bought over the course of a campaign, except for maybe that walker, because there's no room for that. Also, there's the possibility of more of a ground game, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because Rune Wars is out. So I've been wanting FFG to make an actual walker and to have more of a open outdoor battle type way to play. The closest I got to this is at Celebration, where they were demoing the game. They had an open mat, like a big play mat, on top of the table, just like one of the normal neoprene mats you would see for X-Wing or Armada, except it was like 4 foot by 4 foot approximately, and it had these 2-inch by 2-inch squares all throughout it. Now I asked the FFG people there, like, what does this map have a grid square system on it? Is this for something else? And they looked at me like, it's just a mat, dude. And so they were either just playing dumb or doing, or it's just the mat, and that's just the way they designed it. And it's possible because the mat is there for people to have a demo game, and it's designed to be big enough that people can set their cards and all their tokens and stuff on the map without having it be on the table. So it could be just that, or it could be something, there was no need for it to have a grid square system on it. So it could be that maybe they've used that for testing for maybe an open warfare type of variant for the game. That would be awesome. But it's really just speculation at this point, but I'm curious to see if you guys would like something like that, more of an open warfare where you can have terrain and it's not through corridors, not following the regular skirmish rules, but more of like a big battle with all of your Imperial Assault stuff. I think something like that would require much bigger miniatures, but I just think, this is not even one of the biggest walkers in the Star Wars universe, especially with the stuff that we're going to see in the next movie. We're going to see stuff way bigger than that, and I think it's going to get a little bit too big to be sold, you know, for reasonable people to buy. But that's my take on it. Also, I want to talk about what else is coming after the Endor expansion. And of course, this is not officially announced that there's an Endor expansion, but of course, we know there's going to be an Endor expansion. But what about after that? Now, they will have hit 2 per movie. I don't think we're going to get into sequel trilogy stuff just yet. They haven't hinted on comic books, so I think we'll see comic book stuff. But I think the next set after Endor is going to be a Rebels-based set. And here's why. All right, we've known that they're doing stuff from Rebels, but I don't think we're going to get all the characters from Rebels piecemeal, one at a time. I think we got the Inquisitor and Hera and Chopper because they're not going to be part of the Rebels core set. Here's what I mean. Friends of mine have talked about this, and we've kind of gone back and forth, and we said to ourselves, I really hope that if we're given the opportunity to play a Rebels campaign, that we can play as the crew of the Ghost. You want to be able to play as Kanan, Zeb, Ezra, Sabine, you know, and wouldn't you know it, the campaign's a 4-player game, and those are the 4 characters that go out on missions, right? Hera, who's released already, is not one of the characters that goes out on missions. She's always the one staying back, radioing in, all right, I'm going to pick you up, all right, this mission's done, I'm going to come pick you up, all right? You wouldn't play as the Inquisitor, because you always play as the Rebels in the campaign. So I think they're going to do a Rebels-based set, probably like almost like a new core set, and this can be somebody's initial buy to get into the game. You won't require the core set from the game. I think it'll be a whole new core set based on Star Wars Rebels, allowing you to play as Kanan, Ezra, Zeb, and Sabine. Those 4. My pinky doesn't want to stay down when I'm doing. Maybe I'll just do that. All right, I'll put the thumb down. So 4 characters, those 4 heroes, and then there can be other Inquisitors in there. They can be like generic Inquisitors. They can there's plenty of different bad guys they could do. They could do Callus. We haven't seen Callus yet, and there's a whole lot of stuff they can do there. If they want to do any rules changes or any major updates to the game engine itself, it can launch then. I have a feeling that new core set may launch alongside with the app. I think they may come at the same time, and that might be why we don't have an announcement on either one, because they both might be interrelated. So, Rebels-based set, I would imagine either late 2017 or early 2018, I'm going to call it right now, with you being able to play as those 4. And that's why we have Hera now, to get us to build the hype for Rebels, but without ruining that set, because you wouldn't play as Hera in the campaign, although maybe in theory you can, but she's not thematic. She's not the one who goes on the ground missions. She wouldn't be inside the interior of a facility trying to break in and steal, some explosives or whatever. That's what Kanan, Zeb, Ezra, and Sabine would do. You could argue that Chopper would go with them, so maybe there'll be some crossover. But I think that's definitely what's happening. I think we're getting a Rebels-based set, and I'd love to hear what you think, guys. If you're still playing Imperial Assault, if you, I haven't covered it in a long time, and I apologize for that. But there hasn't been any new stuff for a long time, and but there's going to be some new videos coming out, hopefully in I think a week or 2, whenever they hit store shelves for this next wave of expansions. So stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe and check out my other videos for Imperial Assault and X-Wing and Armada and theories and all kinds of good stuff. And what do you think they're going to announce on May the 4th? Thank you guys so much. Please like this video if you liked it, and leave me a comment and tell me what you think is going to be next for Imperial Assault. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.